Today is Wednesday, November 30th, 2016. Welcome to the Survivor Fans Podcast. I'm Joanne.
And I'm Stacy.
And this is our recap of Survivor, Millennials vs. Gen X, Episode 11.
That's how it's listed in the DVR, 11, not 12, even though 10 and 11 were combined. We're going to go with 11.
Hence 11.
Yes. This episode's titled, About to Have a Rumble, and wow, did we guess this wrong. We're like, who's the oldest left in there? Well, Sunday and Bret. That's an old phrase. It must be one of them saying it. It turned out to be the youngest, Will, at 18. Okay, thanks, young Will. Previously on Survivor, this is the shortest previously on I think we've ever had. At the last tribal council, rocks were drawn. Jess is on the jury, and the legacy advantage went to Ken. Thank you, and we're done. Drop the mic, we're out.
Night 30, back at camp.
Hannah, that was the worst. She's feeling guilty and awful.
This is what...
She's got survivor's remorse.
This is what throws me off, though.
Okay.
Will is hugging Hannah and comforting her, and we're all still here, it's okay, and he just wrote her name down.
Yeah, that's pretty clever of him, huh?
I know, but why would Hannah go to Will for comfort?
Well, I don't know that she did.
Name down
she's essentially in shock because the littlest thing tips her over the edge, and so he can give her a hug. Then
Hannah is pouring her heart out to Sunday and David.
Mm-hmm. Right.
You know, Sunday again, having just voted for her, and you know she's feeling guilty and all that, but it just kind of.
But they go to Sunday to get comfort, right? It's Mama Sunday, so
yes,
and Sunday's playing that role.
Yes, and she went to Will too. So you know, I don't know. Is that part of Hannah's strategy to?
That wasn't a strategy.
To be with anybody, you know, or just to.
Why would you assume that was like a Hannah strategy?
I don't think it's a Hannah strategy.
That's just Hannah off the rails again.
That's one option. I don't even know if it's that. I just think this cast may be a lot closer, some of them, than we think. You know, that they care about each other as people, but they're not going to let it stop them from playing the game hard.
Yeah.
But they still like the people.
That's happened in the past. I fail to see your differentiation. And Hannah's straight up kooky. That's been established multiple times.
Okay.
So I'm not surprised by anything there.
And David is remorseful because he burned the idol for no reason.
Yes, he admits it. He owned it. Good on you, David. And now he believes he's in the minority with Hannah, Ken, and Adam.
And Zeke is happy. This is my 5.
He's thanking him. Thank you, Jay. Thank you, Bret. Thank you, Will.
Thank you.
I feel like a warrior. This is my 5. Yes.
Woohoo, we're going to the end.
At which point, I made a note. Zeke is now overconfident that David is going, and this troubles me because I had picked David to go.
And I said, dadgummit, I should have kept Zeke. I changed last minute to David.
You didn't change last minute.
Yes, I did.
You spin this stuff around
within the last
every time you
hour.
do this. You need to own it.
Okay, within the last hour. It wasn't literally a minute, but
no.
That's last minute for me.
Okay.
I don't make it even on Wednesdays. I made my picks on Tuesday, but then I went back and changed it after we talked this afternoon.
Mm-hmm.
And I changed my mind. Yes, I changed it.
Okay.
But like I said, when he said that, I was kicking myself.
Yeah, well, there's no way to know at that point. You do the best you can.
But I felt it right then.
Okay.
Oh, shoot.
Shoot. Could be a shoot.
Didn't I? I said it out loud even.
We both talked about it, yes.
I know. Okay.
Okay, so we're done with night 30. It's on to day 31. This is going to be a 3-day cycle, but we're not going to get any day 32 stuff. So we're treated to the morning bats. Bats. Bats are a theme this season. Scrawny little wet bat grooming himself there.
Okay, you can move along now.
And Ken tells us that he did indeed get that legacy advantage from Jessica.
He loves Jess for it.
Yep.
and that now he thinks he has a good shot to get him and his daughter a new life.
Oh, you skipped over the big important part, though.
What, another bat?
It's because the reason he got this big thing happened for him is the power of being authentic, and he is authentic. There's a theme in this episode for Ken, and it isn't a positive one.
No,
and
it
it's
wasn't.
been building slowly, and that's why maybe we haven't been getting the great Ken story for quite a while now. But he tells us he got it because he was authentic.
Okay, they went bam right to the reward challenge.
Mm-hmm.
Quickly,
Jeff
family
tells us
visit.
it's the perfect time for love.
Yeah. Oh,
Let's talk about what happened to you.
let's tell. That was rough.
Let's do just a little bit.
Okay.
Because this was
Say what you need to say.
the most overwhelmed I've ever seen you for a family visit.
Yep. You're gonna start me up again.
Nope, don't want to.
Yeah, no, I completely.
You lost it.
I lost it. I just wanted to stop watching, go off in somewhere alone, and curl up and cry it out. But
Which would have been perfectly okay.
yes,
But you soldiered on, losing it 9 times.
it really got me. I was.
Yeah, it did.
Somebody had said today. I don't remember who it was on Facebook. Maybe Nina or someone had said, oh, it's family visit tonight. Get your box of tissues. And I'm thinking, oh no, I'm always fine with you.
No, you're not always fine. You usually tear up a little bit.
Not like that.
No,
not where
this was different.
Had
Where
to go
we-
get tissues.
And we just put it on pause and let it ride for a little bit.
But yeah, that was that just kind of ripped me up. Everybody was so emotional, and then
Run through them real quick.
Okay, Sunday's husband Jeff.
Yep, even that seemed to get David and Adam. They were crying and hugging each
Yeah,
other.
everybody
on
was.
the first
That's
one.
when it was so
Yep.
emotional, and everybody loved seeing everybody else get their loved one.
Yeah,
And Bret and his dad Don,
yep.
Jay and his sister
Oh,
Melanie.
wait. Just right there for Bret. He evidently had told him that he was not crying
Yeah.
during the family visit, at which point Adam was making fun of him and
All of them
trying his
said that.
Boston accent, calling
Yeah.
it you loosa, or whatever.
You loosa.
You loosa?
You loosa.
Yeah. Drop that
He
R.
cried.
Yes.
Okay, yeah, that was kind of
Jay, who came out for Jay?
That kind of ripped me up too. His sister Melanie,
Mm-hmm.
and he was so emotional to see his sister.
He's evidently one of us who's talked about people being overly emotional because he says,
okay, I
don't-
like you better now. I can't help it.
don't make fun of me, because he was indeed
He
crying.
loves his sisters.
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
And his mom.
yeah. So, and his mom couldn't come. So, okay, Hannah's mom, Liz.
At which point Hannah ends up comforting her mom, which
Yeah.
draws Prope's attention. And Hannah shares that she too had beat cancer, which just tears
Oh,
Adam up again.
Yeah.
And then Adam's brother Evan comes out and gives him a quick update saying that mom's okay.
Well, and then Adam just telling everyone that, because I know he's thinking they're all worried. They're all worried. And he just tells them, I have an advantage. And he apologizes to his brother and so just says, I can't use it. I cannot take the family visit from anyone. I can't do it.
Jay chimes in, "You're a good dude, bro," because
Yeah,
he
well,
took that fear
it-
away.
That too
Now
broke me up.
I'm a little confused though. I really thought I had that dialed in.
What?
That he was going to flip the script on him and then make sure everybody got their family visit.
I still wondered, could he do that?
And it appears that so let's say it's one of two things. He didn't think of it, or they made it clear that wouldn't be okay.
Okay.
But that's a question that we can ask for the interview. Maybe we'll get a hint, see if there was any discussion, right? We had asked Chris what kind of things came up in regards to Adam's advantage. So,
Okay.
all right, so he takes that threat off the table, and now everybody can relax. Who came out for David?
His dad, Doug, and David immediately apologized for crying and being sad.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like, hey,
He tells us his dad is fearless, and that's what he's he wants to come out of this game being more like his dad, fearless.
So then Ken's brother William comes out.
At which point Hannah exclaims, "They're both so handsome."
Hannah and Zeke.
Oh, I didn't catch the Zeke part.
Yeah,
Okay.
Hannah turned to Zeke and said, "Oh, they're both so handsome." He's like, "Yes,
Oh, I see what you're saying.
yes, they are." And
Ken tells us this is who he wanted to be when he grew up, his big brother.
yeah, I don't know. Ken seems so intense about spending time with his brother, and I guess, like you said to me earlier, maybe it was just to find out more about his daughter.
Mm-hmm.
But
Not the most obvious thing.
yeah, but still, he just seems so intense, like he needed it so
Yep.
much that.
Zeke's
Okay.
dad, Sam,
Yeah.
and at this point, Zeke's dad says that Zeke is his hero because he's
Yeah.
such a strong person.
He's the one he models his behavior after.
Yeah.
Well, Zeke's always said he felt more like Gen X than,
Mm-hmm.
or older, like
Yep.
an 80-year-old man or something.
And Will's mom, Irene, and get another big reaction from Adam. The moms are just tearing Adam apart here.
By this time, my writing I can barely read.
And Adam's mom, Irene, tells him, "Remember when I said I would go anywhere for your smile?" That's an awesome reference going
yeah.
back.
I'd go to Timbuktu. Well, here I am.
Yeah.
Timbuktu.
Okay, so they got it's a classic Survivor challenge. They got to run. They're attached to a rope with a ring, and they got to run through some obstacles. First one through gets a barbecue.
I don't know what happened. I cried through it, I think.
You were definitely still teary-eyed. Even though I said, "Hey, we can pause it," you're like, "No, let it go."
No, let it run.
Something like that. La, 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 la. I think that was how it came out. So
Yeah.
I did. I went ahead and let it
What?
run.
You didn't even have a little tear? Nothing?
I got
moisture?
nothing. No, sorry.
Oh,
That didn't break me up at all.
you're hardcore.
I've had reactions before, but no, this didn't. I don't know if I was compensating for the extreme hit that you took or what, but no, it didn't do anything
Somebody
for me.
has to stay in control of the remote.
And I've commented on it. Sometimes these things actually just the abundance, the overflowing of emotion feels too much. Maybe it's overwhelming for me or whatever, and I just shut off. I don't know. I understand it. I've experienced it to a small degree, but these things
you
kind
have.
of yeah. But I've talked about it before, so I don't want to go through that again.
No.
These kind of things just seem a little too gratuitous, but I know a lot of people enjoy it in that way, and certainly
And the
you
emotion
did.
makes you uncomfortable. Oh, I
Yes.
wouldn't say I enjoyed it, though.
Well, yeah, you
But
can
it
enjoy
certainly moved me.
feeling those deep emotions, right? And you can appreciate it. Not maybe appreciate it's better.
Yeah, I was a blubbering mess,
Okay, so Ken jumps
not so
out
much.
into the lead, and before we started, I said, "Call it."
We said Jay or Ken.
Yeah. Well, I picked Jay. I thought he might be a little more wiry.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Ken's blowing through it, flipping himself around, and Sunday and Will were struggling mightily, not making a lot of progress. Ken and Adam get stuck. Adam never makes it out.
You would have thought Will would have done better in that. I would have.
Yeah, because you've seen him do really well in physical challenges
No,
before.
just because he's young and he's really thin, but he's long too, so that might have been a disadvantage going underneath the sand.
He was never in
Under
the
the
Jay, Taylor,
No,
Chris,
that's true.
Ken kind of category of doing physical challenges, so I didn't.
Not as coordinated,
Yeah.
for sure. Okay.
And
All right.
Zeke ends up there. Ken finally gets there. David got there too, surprisingly. And Adams apologizing to his brother as he's stuck. He not going to make
He
it
was
out.
totally stuck. I don't
And-
think he could go either way. I wonder if they had to dig him out.
Jay, yeah, I thought they may have to bring someone over in the middle of the challenge. It looked like he was in a little bit of pain. Jay ends up winning, makes it through. He picks Will and Will's mom, Irene. And then Prope says, okay, one more. He picks Sunday and Jeff because he had made a promise going back. And so Jay had these agreements chronologically through the game, and he's honoring them. Mm-hmm. And so he's got a really solid answer for why he's making the choices he's making, whether it's true or not. He's got a good story for it.
Yeah,
and then
then Jeff gives him one.
drops that bomb one more, and he goes ahead and chooses Adam, even though he tells us he's been battling a lot with Adam. So do you think Adam shared with Jay what was going on with his mom?
He didn't act like he did.
Yeah, it made me wonder a little bit.
Yeah,
but, did it just work out?
It.
Yeah, exactly. But I guess maybe not. Maybe it would have been clearer if he had. I don't know.
No, but he...
Because Adam's been good about keeping his own secrets. Well, that's not true, is it? He's been great about keeping the secret of his hidden immunity idol, and then he went ahead and shared his advantage with Taylor, which was awful.
Yeah,
so I guess he's just kind of 50-50. Never mind.
Well, hopefully he learned well with that one.
Maybe, yeah.
So...
And like you had alluded to earlier, everyone was pleading with Jay, right? Ken was pleading.
Oh, yeah.
Almost all of them had their hands up, like in prayer.
Please,
Yeah,
please.
kind of symbols there. But,
yeah, I was most surprised at Ken that he was so...
But again, it's his daughter, and she's 4 or something
I
like
understand.
that. So, and he had missed out on an early part. So I think that's that explanation there. But no love for Ken, Zeke, David, Hannah, and Bret. They were denied. Okay, so we come back to camp. They've got a picnic table up.
Picnic?
Yeah, and it's barbecue time. And it looked like they were having a good conversation and making the most of that time. And
I'm hoping there's some extra clips because we didn't get to... on some of the confessionals.
Nothing with Will and Sunday and Irene and Jeff, respectively. Yeah, Jay tells us, he rewarded Adam for not stealing. That's a big part of how he made that choice, too. And we get an update from Evan, and it sounds like their mom's having a tough time. She had bad reactions to the chemo pills, so they had to stop that. The infusions weren't working, so she went off the meds, at least temporarily, and Evan said on the plus side she's gaining strength, but Adam knew that wasn't an altogether positive.
They're not doing anything, then
because it's not being abated at all.
There's a certain outcome at that point when you can't use the drugs anymore.
And we get to hear Adam's story again too about he's there to bring joy to his family through this incredible, just horrific time that they're going through.
Yeah, that just kind of still breaks my heart.
Were you surprised that Adam gave the advantage to Jay?
I was surprised.
Yeah, I didn't think this was necessarily. It wasn't needed.
I understood it, and I don't think it was needed either. But I understood it because when someone gives you such a gift, you really want badly to do something back, and sometimes you can't. There's nothing you can do. I've felt that before. But I really, really wanted to, so I understand him doing that in that moment to say, I'm not telling you why this was so important, but trust me, it was, and because of that, I'm giving you this. And I don't know, but what he might go, I need to get this thing off my back, too.
It's a way to take that curse away, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And to be able to give Jay something that says, I really
was it a positive?
Appreciate it.
He just gave a curse to Jay?
I don't know. Let's see.
Yeah, that'll be an interesting question for listener feedback show.
Will that bond them in some way? It didn't for this particular vote, but
I think it. I think it probably did. Yeah. And what did you think? That's going to definitely be a question, like I said, for listener feedback. What did you think about Adam's choice? Should he have kept it, or was it best to go ahead and give it away and acknowledge the beautiful thing that Jay did for him there? Okay, so we skip next to day 33. Like we said, we didn't get anything on 32. David is talking to Will and saying, hey, there's a meeting down on the beach, and they cut and they show us Jay, Sunday, Bret, and Zeke down there chatting.
4 of the 5-person alliance. They were meeting without him.
Will wakes up in response to what David was saying, and we get a confessional and a side description with Will saying, hey, seeing my mom made me realize that I need to get something going here.
And that people don't give him credit. Now, this was exactly what I was telling you this afternoon, is why I had put Zeke, because you had asked me, and I said, but listen to my story. This is how I feel. Will wants to make a big move. And at first when they showed this, I was like, red herring, blah, blah, blah. Then I thought about it and thought, maybe not. Because he does need to do something to have a story at the end. And that's why I had gone with Zeke originally. But then after we talked about it, I thought, I'm probably, just going the other way. I drank the Kool-Aid. I should not drink the Kool-Aid. I even said
You spit it out, huh?
Yeah, spit out the Kool-Aid.
All
Dang
right.
it.
She does this all the time. She kicks herself.
I know it, but I just should have gone with my first instinct.
Will, he says some music to David's ears. He said, Zeke's going to beat us all, which has been David's tagline for a while, too, going back to the previous episode. And David said, well, hey, use me as a vote. And Will tells us he's going to flip the script. Tonight's the night. He's not going to be a goat. And that's music to David's ears, he tells us. And he believes Will.
I still
now things get interesting.
It's still awfully early to be making that call.
Yeah,
so
there was hope.
There was hope.
We got a fist bump in, I think, at that point, which is, hey, maybe, just maybe, David's going to go, because we both had David to go.
But I didn't want David to go.
Let's go to the community challenge.
That's why I wasn't happy with it.
Yeah. Well, you could have fixed that at any time.
I know, but I thought he was going to go.
So, classic Survivor Challenge. I think the extra video behind the scenes told us this one's called Push Me, Pull Me.
Yeah, I believe that's what it was.
Kierhofer's always trying to make song references there, but it's classic in that it's an endurance challenge, and you've got to put tension on this metal bar to keep it from dropping with two handles on each side and rings there holding it up.
And breaking the tile.
Yeah, it's time to break a tile. We hadn't broken any tiles this season, so let's set up a challenge to break a tile. Got these extra tiles we made. We got to use them.
Simple. You drop the bar, you lose.
I wonder if all the bars weighed the same, or if they balanced them out relative to each castaway.
I do not know. That's good, honey. I hadn't really thought about that.
I'll have to ask. Put that in the interview questions. Okay, so boom, 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 boom. We got David out first, followed by Hannah, then Will, then Bret, then Sunday. And so Probst tells us, okay, we got Jay, Ken, Adam, and Zeke facing off, at which point Zeke drops his. And at this point, David claps, and he pats Hannah when Zeke goes out. I don't know if Zeke saw that or not. Probst tells him, don't let this hot sun bake your mind. He's always trying to get in their heads and mess with them. And he said, it's only been 4 minutes, but I'm sure it feels like longer.
I was thinking, 4 minutes? Seriously? All those dropped and forth. That's a tough challenge any way you look at it, because your muscles are going to give at some point.
Yeah.
So.
Okay, so then Ken slips, and then Jay slips, and then Ken slips, and then boom, Ken's out. And then it's just Jay and Adam. And I didn't think Adam was going to do well, because he's got that trick shoulder that messes with him for these kind of things. But
I thought you said that was Jay that had the trick shoulder.
That's what I just said.
Oh, you said Adam, I thought.
And I said it was Jay versus Adam. Jay and Adam were in it, but Jay's got the trick shoulder.
Oh, okay.
At least, okay, so that's what I meant to say. Anyway, yes, Jay had told us in a previous video that he had a problem with his shoulder, and that's why he couldn't finish some of the other challenges. And I didn't think he was going to make it, but I also didn't think Adam was going to be in there. So kudos to Adam.
Ken would win that one.
He gets to check off a big item on his Survivor bucket list and wins individual immunity. He tells us it's a dream come true.
We do that a lot of times before challenges. You'll pause it and go, okay, call it. Right. Who's going to win? Who's going to lose?
Yeah, it's more fun that way. It builds extra tension. And Will tells us now this is his time to make a move. Oh, and before that, for Adam, Probst chimed in and said it was a massive accomplishment. So he patted Adam on the back there with that.
It really was, because Adam is checking off his list with all the Survivor First.
Kind of sounded like Probst knew that and was acknowging it in that way.
Well, he's not the only one that's doing that either.
Sure,
there are enough.
There are a lot of fans that have these objectives that they're thinking about. Okay, so they get back to camp. Everybody congratulates Adam. Adam tells us there's only one checkbox left, and he actually thinks he's got a shot at it now. Which
I'm starting to think he might too.
Day 33. I wasn't necessarily at this point. I thought, I think you're counting some chickens pretty early there, because you don't have people don't have a good perspective on you here, and it is a social game in the end. So maybe
I don't know if
he's winning him back.
If he is truly saving his true story to the end.
David, that could be a bombshell.
That could rip some people
if they let him get there. David tells us, well, it's a solid 5. Yeah, I guess to that point, it's to Adam's advantage to be a bit of a goat, right? To get to drop that out, kind of like Jeremy did.
No, but I don't know about being a goat. but he needs to get to the end.
Well, if you're not liked and you make it to the end, you're a goat. That's how I was thinking about it when I said that.
Yeah, I don't know that he's
David
not
tells us he's got that solid 5, and they're going to vote for Zeke, but it's really he hopes that Will isn't taking advantage of him.
They're all nervous sitting in the back seat with Will driving.
That was good. Jay notices that something's up. That was good. He wasn't the only one. Zeke's picking up on it too. Zeke tells us something's amiss.
Like,
These 4 are way
calm.
too calm, yeah. So Zeke decides to pivot to Ken on the vote out, and Will's included in that group. He hears it, and so Will's dead set on making a big move and building his resume, so he takes it to Ken.
But why do they think that? They think that because they think David's already run out and found another idol.
Yeah, that was kind of odd. I guess you got to be cautious, but and we know too much. Obviously, we've got perfect knowledge of the idols at this point, so we know he doesn't have one if they didn't put another one out. But I guess you're going to be ultra cautious in that regard since he's already had 2.
Well, or super paranoid, whichever it happens to be. Okay.
Ken, this part of Ken I like because he's checking in with folks. He's like, how are you feeling? What's going on here? And Ken tells us, he's got to test people out.
Yeah, but this is where he stepped over the line there. He didn't just test him out. It was almost went over into threatening. You have one chance.
To be honest. I have to know a person's core.
And I just feel like there was a lot more that we didn't see. Yeah.
You got to pass his authenticity test.
Because, I don't think if there weren't more than that Will would have been saying it was like having his nails pulled out. But he's going to put up with it, he tells us.
Yeah, he said working with Ken was excruciating.
Yeah. But if he had just not told him, and I thought when he said that, why would you tell him that? Why bring it up?
But he gave him a compliment, too. He said, you are as authentic as me, because it's all about the AT.
Grown.
At which point, Will goes ahead and drops the bomb. Hey, they're gunning for you. Your name's coming up.
But Ken completely lost it.
He says, why? Why in the world would anyone consider voting for me?
They vote for
Things went a little weird here.
Exactly. That's why I'm saying.
And we got real incomplete information. I felt like maybe it went down just like we saw it, but I had a sense that there was some stuff that got cut out. Because Ken pulls Jay over and he says, hey, come help me get some big driftwood. And then he asks him, and that's when we end up getting the title for the episode, because he shares that with Jay, and Will realizes, Ken just pulled him off.
Ken, you just blew up my game.
Yeah.
And there's no element of surprise now. There's no of that.
We get Jay saying, Will said that, and Ken says to Jay, look at me, because he wants to see Jay answer him. So did it all come out that they had put Ken's name down or not?
Or that they were going to?
Yeah, right. Did Jay own up to that, or did he say Will was lying? Will knew his game was blowing up. He said that to Ken. You're blowing. Again. It's not there. The answer's not there. That's what I'm saying. That they left some critical elements out here, and usually they do it. Generally, they do it because the result, the answer's not important. But I was curious, especially when you got a situation like this where people remember these kind of things, especially when you're on day 33.
Well, but how weird is it they're talking about this openly? Mm-hmm. Ken with Will, Jay, and then Zeke walks up, and they still continue talking.
Yeah.
How weird is that?
More than that. I think Bret might have been there, too. And
I didn't see
other people
him,
came over.
But it's like, what?
Will tells us, every time I make a move, other people take credit. How can I win without a resume? I wonder what it was that he think people took credit for.
Well, I think Jay took credit, even though he said he didn't. And he brought it up at Tribal, which was good on Jay, to say, well, Will and I got Michaela out. We did that together. But I bet you Jay really felt like he did that. I don't think he gave Will credit for that prior to that. But knowing that Will needed some credit, and he fed that because he wanted to keep him with them.
You think Jay was running around saying, I took Michaela out?
I think it was more implied in that he felt like he was the one that made the decision. But you can't do any of this alone.
I thought Jay did excellent here in terms of working Will.
Yes.
Right?
I did too.
Will tells him, I wanted credit. I wanted credit. He didn't say it that way.
Jay was feeding him credit.
Say the name. You say who you want, and we're there for you.
We're there. We'll do it. You choose.
And at this point, Adam and David and Hannah realize that Ken just really messed up there.
Oh, yeah. Ken blew up the game at that point to me. He certainly, I think, because I thought Ken could win. Now I don't think he can. Well, I think he blew up his game.
What you get too is the sense that all's not well with Ken in the game. Like Will was saying earlier, it was excruciating having to talk to him, right? So Ken got painted in a really positive light, but there was something that was telling us back on the original Gen X tribe that he wasn't gelling. He wasn't fitting in right.
And Adam was furious.
Yeah. Well, Adam said, that's not a test. That's a betrayal. That was awesome. I like that line.
I thought so, too.
Yeah.
And he was talking about, Will was talking about Ken talking about honor and integrity all the time. Mm-hmm. And
now he goes and does this stuff. Yeah. Yeah, see, so Ken's not viewed in that super positive winner's edit kind of light.
Yeah.
And hasn't been. He's been featured in earlier episodes, but it's not there.
And he's been, like you said, loyal.
To
Jessica, to David.
It kind of looked like he was just coattail riding, though. They never really made it look like he was the one figuring things out, I don't think. In any case, things don't look good for him right now.
Well, definitely last week, Jessica and David told Ken who they were voting for.
Were you surprised who Sunday offered up?
Who did Sunday offer up?
Hannah.
Oh, yeah.
USB.
Yeah, I tried to ignore that.
You reacted. No, you reacted when that happened.
I tried to ignore that.
You may have tried, but then, yeah, you definitely reacted when we were watching.
I remember that vaguely now.
On the tribal council?
No.
Yeah.
So... But Hannah seems to have radar if her name's coming up. She just, nope, it's me. And she's been right so far.
Do you think, what about people who choose the same person every week to be voted out? Would you say they have radar?
No, but Hannah's been accurate when she says it.
Sometimes yes, in some sense yes, but in another sense no.
Because at this point, I didn't know who they were going at.
Yeah, it wasn't altogether clear whose names were going to come up.
Who was really going to come up.
Other than Zeke, right? Yeah. That was the one you could write down when you're ready to look at the count. Okay, tribal council. Probst asked David about the last tribal. Is it still in effect, the two sides?
Yeah, and has anything changed?
We've got one swing vote, and it's Will.
Yeah, Sunday threw that out. Of course, David, they all were just being honest about it. Okay, we all know, so let's just be honest about
Will's the swing
vote.
Now, Sunday started off, and I thought, you're doing great. This is excellent. You're saying, yep, it's the youngest makes the decision, and he's here to play hard. And then she finishes with, he was swayed a little today.
Oh, you can see his reaction.
Oh, yeah, that just pushed a button for him. Trigger.
Because Sunday's always said how good she was working with the Millennials, and I think she has been, but she slipped a bit today.
He doesn't want to sit on the side.
Want to hear that.
And then, okay, so
Will
like,
wait a minute. I
puts his foot down. Yes.
You didn't sway me.
I won't be treated as an adult. I'm being insulted.
And as I kick my feet and scream.
Yeah.
No. But
Zeke says, well, I always wanted to play with you. I was protecting
saved you and you saved me.
Right.
I think Zeke did what he could.
Yeah.
But, and I didn't know which way Will was going at this point.
Nope.
Though we should have when he openly said he had planned to go after Zeke, because my reaction was, why are you throwing that out there so blatantly? Why wouldn't you sweep that part under the rug a little bit.
Yeah, or why shine the light on it at the
But
very
now
least?
we know, because now we know is
Jay tells him, well, I never looked down on him. Jay seemed to make some serious points with Will, right? So
I am
play
liking
together.
Jay better and better.
I will attribute
Sometimes I
some
don't.
skillful play. I don't like him so much in the game. The arrogance just comes
The arrogance
crushing
is
over the
what
top
gets me,
anytime
yes.
he's not behind or,
Yep.
it's like in both extremes, he lashes out and attacks people.
That is the unappealing side.
Yeah.
But he does have some appealing sides, which I hadn't really acknowledged. But
David
I
tells
am.
Will, this is big, bold letters. I know Jay's trying, but stick with us because you're going to put your name up in big, bold letters here.
Well, and David tells him, it will be your move. So it's like, we're giving you credit if you go with us.
I'm with Bret. Bret said, I don't buy it, and I don't either. I'm not that didn't seem like that
But-
was the case.
But they said the right thing, I think, for Will.
You think he made his mind up in this moment?
No, I think he had, they had already smoothed
decided.
it over.
Yeah.
And he knew he was writing Zeke's name down. Mm-hmm. And
Hannah
but
tells
David
him they're
was
just
throwing
fluffing
that
him.
in there.
Fluffing. Jay said, nope. I'm not a fluffer. Go with your gut. And Will tells us Jay's the only one that had shown him respect. And then we see Hannah whisper to David while the voting's going on, I think I'm going home. David questions, it's you? And she says, yeah, I think so.
And she was right.
She was, in this case. But Adam had something to say about that. So in this episode, Adam got rid of both advantages that he had.
Mm-hmm.
He's got nothing to protect him
And
now.
it looked like
He plays his idol for Hannah.
nobody knew of it.
Yep. And in an awkward sequence, he apologizes to Jeff as he digs it out of the front of his pants because he said he didn't have anywhere else to hide it. So a little comic relief there. And then we get to hear the classic does not count. Does not count.
Here's
4 times.
Here's the irony, though. You're right. Does not count 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
They had 5 votes for Zeke. They didn't have to play the idol if they had completely trusted Will.
This is one of those scenarios in Survivor where they do, and we've heard it before, Probst has explained that they do indeed do this. They will order the votes for a specific dramatic result.
Yeah.
And I'm willing...
How they read them.
Mm-hmm. I'm willing to bet that they reshuffled them after Adam played that idol
Probably.
to get that effect.
Yes, to read
So
it
they could do the
differently.
dramatic does not count.
Yes.
Otherwise...
Of course they did. What has that got to do with their decision to play it versus...
Well, they normally
Trust
what
Will.
they do is they'll go back and forth. Like you said, they had the 5.
Yeah, I know.
So they would tie it up at 4, and then the dramatic part is the bam.
Yeah,
That's all. So, yeah, I don't know why they felt the need to go to 3. It was over at 1
that's true.
as soon as they got done with the Hannah votes.
Yeah. Oh,
So-
vote for Zeke.
Big
Bye-bye.
surprise. Yeah. Blindsided. Blindsided us, huh? You and me?
Well, kind of.
You still won't let go. Blindsided me. I'll own it.
Well, I can't help
Zeke
but kick
is
myself
out
in
on
the
day
behind.
33.
Because
Yeah,
I
but
made
you,
a decision
you kick yourself
and I
about
didn't stick with it.
after you learn information that you did not know, and that's not
But
fair to yourself.
I've been really
Even though it's
good
funny to
not
watch
to
you do
change. I've been really good not to, once I decide
Mm-hmm.
and record my picks, I haven't been changing. But today I made the exception, went back and changed after we talked. And now that's why I was just wanting to kick myself because I didn't go
Yes,
with
you
my
always have
first
this story.
pick.
Okay, so like you highlighted, Adam, Hannah, David, Ken, and Will all voted for Zeke. So it looks like it's 5 versus 3.
We can't go with this
At this point, right?
With this cast, I'm not. I don't. I think Hannah's right at this point. There's what is she called it? Trust clusters.
Oh, you had to bring
There's
that
no.
crap back
There's
up.
no
more
firm
time.
alliance that I won't break it.
Yeah.
I think that's over and for good. So.
Okay. So
'cause,
Bret, Jay, and Sunday appear to be on the outs. They are the minority now. Probst tells us, hey, I think there are lots of knockouts to come. You think he's right? Knockouts? More blindside knockouts?
Possibly,
I
yeah.
think there's maybe one more. I don't know about lots, right? There's only 6 days left, so even though there's a lot of people in the game, yep. Okay, next time on Survivor, Will tries to take charge. He tells us David has to go, and I'm there calling the shots.
Well, at least Zeke was nice, and he said, it was an honor to play with you guys.
We're doing next time on Survivor.
I'm still caught up.
Adam has other ideas. He says that Will's going to just continue to flip-flop like this.
And he's talking to Bret, so.
And I don't want Will controlling my fate in this game, he tells us in a confessional.
Yeah.
So it makes it look like Will's a big target.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I'd find it hard at this moment in the game if I were them.
If you got 5.
To forgive Ken for his faux pas.
Yeah, but again, you've got 5. Adam, Hannah, David, Ken, Will.
Yep.
Versus Bret, Jay, and Sunday. Take out Bret, Jay, and Sunday. We haven't seen anybody follow this logic, right? They're bouncing to whoever their big threats are so they can make a big, bold move.
It's fun.
Sure, it's unpredictable for sure. Yeah.
I love it.
But it seems like people are kind of throwing their game away with the unfettered desire to make these moves like this.
Fighting as hard as they can, tooth and nail, to scratch their way to the end.
Okay, just as long as you don't say they're making the smartest choices, I guess I can go with that.
Well, no.
Anything else you want to say about next time on Survivor?
I don't believe so.
How about a JSFL update?
Dino is in first place with 51 points.
All right. Way to go, Dino.
98 people lost.
By Dino's self? Dino the only one there?
Yes, honey.
Okay.
That's why he's in first place. 98 people lost their USB.
Me.
Yeah, sorry, baby.
Yep.
65 people lost a safe point. And 66 people earned a vote-off point. Congratulations.
Yeah. Good job, 66.
For those of you who stuck in there with your pick.
Mm-hmm.
The challengers, Brandon and Jeremiah, are tied with 47.
Mm-hmm.
With 46, we have Aaron, Hubaloo, James and Shannon, and Noon. 45, Cold Mike, Iron Dave, Tyler, and Stacy.
All right.
43, we have Carolyn. And with 41, we have Jonathan and Kitty Cat.
Oh, all right. Way to go. Keep it up, Jonathan and Kitty Cat. I'm cheering for you.
Uh-huh.
You have any predictions for next week? How's this going to roll out?
Oh, man.
Is Will going to make his big move? Is he going to get something for his resume? Update that CV?
I'm still caught up in what just happened, so I don't know which way they're going to go. I think if they really want to play it smart, they need to get rid of Jay's idol. They know he has one, probably the only one left in the game.
Mm-hmm. But
Jay
they think
could
David
still
has
use
one.
it effectively.
Yep.
Well, they think he might, but
And Jay has an advantage.
if David had one, he'd have probably played it.
You think Jay will use the steal a reward advantage?
I think he probably will, yes.
Mm-hmm. Especially
Because why
in the right
wouldn't
circumstances.
He want to eat food, get strong, and fortify himself?
Right.
So, yeah.
With this close?
Yeah, I think he will.
Seems very likely that Ken's going to get to play the legacy advantage, which could be a game changer.
It's true.
You have any further ideas about what you think that might be?
I really have absolutely no idea.
Well, you got one idea.
No, I don't.
Last season.
I still
Take
don't.
away a juror.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's easy, most likely scenario.
Ooh.
Second
Yeah,
most
but
likely scenario
that's-
is that you get time on one of the immunity challenges to practice.
But this is day 36.
This is day 33 that we ended on, and
I
he
know.
gets to do it on
But
36.
Ken gets it on day 36. What if he doesn't get to final three, though?
Why did you go final three? Why does that have to do with anything about
Well, he
getting
wouldn't
it?
get to use it. If he got voted out before final three, then he doesn't get to use that advantage.
Oh, you
Would
think
he
they'll-
still then, since he'd already knew what it was, will he still then have to
You think they'll make
will
him
it to somebody? Or?
wait to use it on 33, even though he gets the details on 36?
Oh, you're talking about remove somebody from the
Boom.
current juror?
On 36.
I don't know. That seems odd. They did it at the final tribal council last time, so
Or just before it, yeah.
I don't know. I would hope that they had, because this is new, that they would come up with something new.
Take 2 jurors off instead of 1.
Oh, I don't know. I'm not
Okay.
leaning toward that.
I think there's a good chance he's going to get it on 36, given we're on 33 right now. They could do a 2-day cycle with the next one, but
That's true. Oh,
probably not.
that would hurt.
Yep, couple
that
more to
would
go. Okay.
Okay, well, at least we don't have too long to wait to find out.
That's right. Just another week, so we'll get a interview with Zeke tomorrow. It's going to be kind of a different...
Oh, that'd be kind of sad.
It definitely will be sad for me. I really enjoyed watching Zeke play, as did many others who had chosen him to actually win the game.
That's right. It will be different.
Yeah, so the interview will happen under a little different circumstances. So we got to email questions, and we'll put something together based on the answers that we get back. We're told that we'll be able to have all that happen tomorrow.
Yeah.
But we won't get to speak directly with Zeke at this point. So, anything else?
I don't believe so. I still feel a little bit in shock.
Yeah.
About everything. It's just like...
How you feel overall about the season, though?
Week. Oh, I still love the season.
Yeah,
I
jamming.
think it's been phenomenal.
Still jamming. Still excited to see what's going to happen next.
And I love this group of people and how they just keep surprising me when I think, oh, well, why wouldn't they? That's the reason I told you I went back. I finally thought, but why would they not just stay with the 5, call it solid, and pick the others off, and so that's kind of why I switched back. Switched
lots
today.
of wild cards, lots of people wanting to make their mark on the game before they have to stand and answer for it.
I
So
think
it
they've
could
all
go a
made
lot of
their
different
mark
ways.
in one way or another.
You do?
Yeah, I do.
Okay. I don't really agree with you when it comes to Sunday and Bret and Ken. Hannah's really kind of
They haven't
iffy.
been highlighted as much.
And I don't know that Will's actually done anything.
I've
So,
enjoyed Hannah.
Yeah,
Jeff
that's,
enjoys Hannah.
That's different than making a case for winning Survivor.
People seem to enjoy Hannah. She's
Yeah, you can enjoy watching someone be kooky and funny,
yeah,
but that doesn't mean you're going to win $1 million for doing it.
It does not.
So we're excited to hear what you thought about this episode and the twists and turns that we all got to watch. The voicemail line, 206-350-1547. The toll-free number, 844-643-8737. Or you can write up an email and send it to joanneandstacyshow@gmail.com. You can also record your own audio and send it. The voicemail is really quick and easy to do, and I can fix things up for you. Or you can control all that quality yourself and do a recording and send it as an attachment. Whichever choice you make, shoot for that 3-minute range, and we'll get all that together. We need your feedback in by noon Pacific time on Saturday, and then we'll get that show together and out. Looking forward to your perspectives and your predictions. We usually get some people sharing their experiences and their thoughts on the family visit, so you may get choked up again before we're done here.
I'll try not to, but also there's so many people that were cheering for Zeke and and chose him as their USB, and so there's a lot of broken hearts out there too.
Yeah, we'll take it all. If you can make Joanne cry again, well, we'll give you credit for that.
Well, we're going to need to watch the episode, and I'm pretty sure I'll blubber again.
You're like, don't play that again before we record.
I know. It's like
don't you put that on.
Just getting my
Because usually what I do is we'll finish watching, and then Joanne will go get the JSFL numbers, and I'll just flip the episode and have it running again while we're setting up things to record.
I'm like, don't you play that again?
Yeah, but you didn't know that it was going on during the family visit part. You weren't in the room, in the family room here.
Phew.
So, yeah, let us know how it impacted you. Did it overwhelm you, or were you like me, just sort of even keel through the thing, observing and watching?
No.
Okay, anything else,
You really
baby?
didn't make too much fun of me during.
I didn't make fun of you at all.
I know.
I asked you, do you need time? And said, hey, if you
You
need
did.
to take a moment, go take a moment. That was
You
fine.
did, but I couldn't talk. I'm like,
Yeah, you're just making
move along.
noises and motions. Anything else, sweetie?
I don't think so.
All right, we look forward to hearing from you. Have a good one.